Okay, and we are live and recording.
When?
So, I know. What? Who?
How many
Any
cookies?
5. Holiday chocolate chip.
Oh, right.
So, welcome back to Kay's Table. I've been gone for a while. Hi, camera. Yeah, that one is the one I'm looking at. Sorry I haven't been around for a while, but life has been fucked up. Tonight we have Sam's gonna be our DM for a Christmas one-shot where we're using a motley assortment of characters from multiple campaigns, including the kind of weird tester one that we're working on in the background right now. But good stuff to come, I hope.
Right?
New Primal roleplay system. But I think that's the end of my plug shit for being on stream, so this is all you, man.
All right, thank you. So thanks everyone for coming to the 2021 Christmas event session. The session is titled the Klaus Family Mine Defense. And to give you guys the backstory and lore, and to explain why it was such a motley crew of characters, right now it's currently the end of the winter season in the fields and dales of a small country called Aldian. In Aldian, it's now the winter solstice. It's a 5-day festival event. All of you travelers from all around come through this area, to the small country for this festival. It's lights, it's free food, it's events, games. It's just a time of celebration that's basically in celebration of Aldian's original establishment. It's basically the tricentennial, so it's the 300th anniversary of the winter solstice as a country. The atmosphere you guys have been traveling through, all of you different adventurers, wanderers on different walks of life, have all noticed the festivals going on. Every major city throwaway is busy. Rivers have different decorations. They put food into the water so lightning bugs will glitter above every watery surface looking like dancing lights, which is all natural. This is also the time of the year that all the brews are finished, so samples of alcohol down main streets. It's a really good time. All of you on your various travels, though, have all noticed one thing. Occasionally through the towns in the different parts of northern Aldian, you guys have all seen someone putting up flyers. Now, mind you, it's not common for people to put up flyers for work after the festival. Plenty of adventurers in town, plenty of problems, cleanup, sometimes drunks gangs. There's lots of variety of things that occur. But right now, these flyers look like it's asked for the last day of the festival. And they're offering something on the basis of 50 pieces of gold for every person that helps. And a gift. Basically, after a festival, nice, expensive city staying, clean showers, it's expensive. Being nice and dressed and having the best gear when you're during this time is always nice. 50 gold at the end of the festival sounds like a pretty good deal for all of you who are there for money. Otherwise, the actual pamphlet reads out, and you guys will have all read this. To any ready and able person of skill or ability, Mr. Klaus of the Klaus Family Castle and Mines is looking for any willing adventurer or wanderer to assist in the overnight defense of property and business on behalf of the Klaus family. The entire duration of the request will be noon the last day of the winter solstice into the following morning. Payment for services will be 50 pieces of gold and a special gift of thanks from Mr. Klaus himself for your effort. Agreeable persons will be given refreshment, libation, and nourishment before the commencement of requested services. All people should gather in the town center of the village of Paldral, south of the northern mountain trails in northern Albion. These have been put up in every town, and it sounds like a good deal for most of you. Either that or it sounds like it might be interesting. 50 gold is a lot for a mission in Albion. So basically, it's someone with deep pockets. Special gifts could be anything and anything. But the person you guys may have seen putting up the pamphlets is a stout fellow, maybe about 4 feet tall. And if you look at the bottom of the pamphlet, there's a name there. Thaddeus Claremont. The Klaus family friend is what it says at the bottom of the pamphlets.
Did you say his name was Thaddeus?
Thaddeus Claremont is the name of...
I heard Thaddeus.
No, sorry, Thaddeus. My bad.
So
Accent.
we're just all out in the street?
Well, these pamphlets have been up, and so the way I see it is that anyone interested just has to be in the town center.
I'm just wondering where we are.
Yep, town center of the village of Paldron, south of the Northern Mountain Trails.
Right. And you're playing Lizzie, right, Fee?
Sam,
Yeah,
are we
Yep.
together?
If you've all shown up for the event, yes. So yes. You guys have all just seen the pamphlets around. The festival's dying down. It's the last day. And the official requests you guys have all seen have just asked you to be in the village center of Paldron. And basically, it sounds like 50 easy gold for a one-night defense. Not sure what it doesn't specify the real parameters, but it does also tell you food, drink, and nourishment will be given before mission.
Okay, so we're in town center and they're having a festival kind of thing.
Yep.
Alright. So, being in my natural state, I'll flutter off of somebody's head, go to the first booth that looks like they have good-looking candies or sweets, and I'm going to swipe a couple.
Yep.
When the person's distracted, come back, sit back on your head, hand you one.
There's a peppermint candy in your hand.
She's gonna eat it.
It's tasty. Homemade. Sugar from the mines. There's a candy person. I actually had that plan. In the village center, there's at least 50 people milling about. Now the mission request was noon on the last day of the festival, so people have just started livening up the party for the next day. Most people went home. It's about 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So all of you guys have about an hour of any actions you want to take before being at the meeting area. So it's a festival. There's different vendors set up. There's approximately a lineup of 8 vendors on either side. Some shops are open with festival decorations. It's actually a really nice thing. People are friendly. People are giving each other, a lot of people are giving each other alcohol. You walk around with a cup and a drink, and constantly people are giving samples of alcohol out. It seems more like that's part of the celebration, which is to do custom booze.
I'm just going around filling up my cup and emptying as fast as I can.
Make a con check after your first 5 minutes. Anyone else have actions they want to do?
Is there a potion shop?
A potion shop?
Made it.
Wide variety. Some of it bitter, some of it sweet, some of it clear, some of it pink. That just rhymed. That was really funny. It's all pretty good. If you keep going, take a -3 on your con. But you can do it slow and balance yourself and not have to make another con roll if you just taste it, as opposed to drinking everything possible.
Okay.
However you want to go.
-3.
Yep. But you can do that. So that'll be the next 10 minutes. 'cause
Now
this
it's
takes
on
you longer.
vacation, damn it. He's getting fucked.
That's fine. Go at it, man. Whatever you guys want to do. This is my event as a fun session. Anything you guys might be whimsical and entertaining, go for it.
I may take a perception check as to what's
You're
going on.
not here yet. This
Oh,
is
we're not
actually
there yet?
This is actually the town center before
Oh,
here.
okay.
You guys started me quicker. I rolled with it. We're moving. So this is where you go after at noon. Right now, you just have the town center to do what you wish.
Oh.
Sorry, dearie.
There are musicians playing. There's vendors. Like I said, there's booze being given out by a lot of different people.
Probably get
potion
like
shop.
1 cup and then not know what to do with it afterwards.
This
and
is also
try to
just
take a bite
watching
out
him
of it.
going down the street.
The potion
drinking
shop is
alcohol.
closed, but there's a vendor. The potion shop now has a vendor booth.
Yeah,
But you
there's
see
a
it.
vendor booth.
Okay. What were you saying, man? Greg?
It's just being a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Probably have like 1 cup and then get confused with what to do afterwards. He takes like a bite, tries to take a bite out of the cup.
Honestly, there's some drunk guys. That's not the weirdest actions you're seeing on the street.
It's just
Yeah.
a big snapping turtle gnawing on the cup afterwards.
You do see, though, as you're gnawing on the cup, people keep coming over, grabbing your hand, filling it with liquid, and keep going. Make a con check.
Okay.
Because, they think you're empty, and it's a festival. They're keeping your cup filled. It's considered honorable.
Saving throw?
Sure.
15.
After the 3rd time someone pulls your cup, you're like, gnawing on it is making me dizzy. And you kind of put it down for a minute. No one fills the cup after that, you can wander around.
Cool.
I'm gonna do a quick perception check to see if I find any like large peppermint candies, like
Did I mention there's a
cane
candy
size
festival
that's like
here?
big enough for him to be like a baton.
Make a roll of perception.
16.
You notice in a glass display by the candy vendor, in a locked glass case, is a candy cane that is quite literally approximately 3 feet long with the curve and the hook, and it's decorated as Haldren's biggest candy cane. It would be for him I want to say beef stick. That's the best way I can go.
Like a Slim
Equivalent
Jim,
size.
but
Slim Jim.
but
It'd be a big Slim Jim for you. That's about the rough equivalent of the biggest one you see available.
Probably stagger off towards the musicians at this point.
There's a few of them. They're actually playing beautifully. I rolled for it. It was 17 bass. So kind of this music going on in the background.
You're invisible, right? So I'm not noticing you going around stealing things.
Nope.
No, what are you doing, Tom? Drinks are being given, like I just described. So if you want to make a con check just to keep drinking around, you can. And this is all around the town center. You guys don't actually have to walk more than 50 feet away to get into anything right now. It's a small town.
24.
Jeez.
As quickly as they're pouring drinks into your glass, they're gone. And you walk around, and a couple times you're like, that was good. You glare at the guy. He pours more in your cup and just moves away the minute it hits your lips. So you're drinking. It's good. A lot of ales. Big guy like you, people are pulling out the kegs with the old dust on the top that they've had for 3 months.
So Malik's sitting there, drinking away,
Yep.
starts floating up in the air like he's sitting down, and then falls on his ass. He's a little drunk.
The drunk people notice. They laugh. Everyone else is just having a good time.
I laugh. Like an idiot.
Yeah, drunk
As
people.
everyone's laughing at this, I'm gonna flutter over to that display case, and I'm gonna make an illusion that the lock isn't there.
Really? You're gonna really go there?
You allowed Granny.
When in Rome.
Well,
Now you know what I go through.
you allow that. Yeah.
20? 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of hard with those rolls not to.
Now,
You are invisible, right?
yep.
But the minute that the lock, which you made it's just to disappear. The clamp falls out. The guy hears it, looks over, confused as hell. He rolled a 19 on his perception to hear the click of that lock release.
Okay.
But he's looking around confused as hell. He's not really like making a big concern of it because he doesn't. He checks the cane, sees nothing. You see him confusedly look around. Everyone is still laughing at
Yeah.
some drunk actions and the floating guy.
Total slips and falls.
And he is now paying close attention because he doesn't have another lock.
That's okay.
But he is now looking around. You see him check under the table like 3 times. There's only stock under the table.
As he checks under the table, I am going to create an illusion of the cane that's going to last for 5 hours
Okay.
in there and take the real one.
Give me a
Sleight of hand,
sleight of hand.
which will be a whopping 2.
Does he have advantage since I'm causing this giant distraction?
Also invisible. Is
The
that-
invisible part doesn't give you an advantage on a sleight of hand check. You
Yeah.
only have your hands. But you are causing a distraction. He is adamantly, I said multiple times he was looking under, so I will give you advantage. Otherwise, that is not going to cut it, I'll tell you that much.
16.
You manage to finagle your way in there as people are still laughing at him, as his hand's up here. You float in there and meticulously pull out the cane, leaving the illusion of the cane that you left, and are able to literally get right around the corner as the guy looks up, looking around, thinking he heard something. He rolled a 2 on his perception check to catch you. So
Transferred the 2 over to him.
yes, you did. So he completely is confused, checks it. You see him actually get a screwdriver out from under the thing and shove it in the lock, not knowing it's an illusion that he is protecting. And you'll be long gone before he figures the fuck it out.
Yep.
So,
Not that
And then
he
I'll
even
find
knew
him.
She was there.
And then I'll find him.
I'm a part
and
of the
you
group
feel-
laughing at him.
yep.
And you feel something cool and like smooth, like touch your hand. Do you close your hand around it?
I have to look at it.
You don't see anything.
I don't see like a floating candy cane.
Nope.
Everything you touch goes invisible with him.
Yep.
Oh! Sure, why not?
As you close your hand around it, and as soon as I feel that he has a grip on it, I let go so it becomes visible, and you now have this.
Eh.
It's incredibly good.
Just takes a chop out of it.
Merry Christmas, dearie.
The spirits are speaking to me.
I am the spirit of Christmas now.
My God.
Enjoy.
They say I'm drunk.
Well, no, I'm
You
just,
are.
I'm just an idiot.
Sophie, you wanted to go to the potion maker, the apothecary.
Also kind of.
You see a bunch of little lightning bugs in little jars suspended on wire around the
I am
apothecary.
an ancestral spirit.
And you see that they're all different
So
colors.
that first one's kind of
Like
makes
there's
sense.
purple, there's orange, there's yellow, there's green, there's red. And you see that there's a dropper on the top of each
It's the
one.
turtle from my first ever session.
But you see a bunch of
He had
potions,
4
there's a bunch
intelligence.
of
Sam scaled it up to 10.
tools like scales and brushes and powder and metals, all that shit. So it's a nice little setup.
You found
It
the sheet.
seems to be like she's
So I
showing her
figured,
nice
why not?
wares. You do see that there are little mints that are floating on a little cup. And you see a little thing, free samples. Do you take them in?
Yeah.
You all of a sudden feel like your legs just got a little energy. Temporary plus for 5 minutes, plus 5 to your agility.
No, the asshole that I'm gonna be.
Plus 1 to your agility for 5 minutes. I don't know if I said that right.
I'm gonna be the asshole that I am. I'm gonna go over there, help him up, and then throw him back down on the ground just for the fuck of it.
Okay, give me a dex and then a strength. You can counter each of those if you wish.
Good note for that. I do crit
13.
my spell though.
For the first?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you roll for the first?
I failed that.
Okay,
So as I
so
start
he
going
just lifts
over-
you up like you're nothing.
As they start going over or behind him, I just start floating in the air and just laughing as I set back down. I credit.
So as you grab him, which you do with no difficulty, he's still kind of getting up at that moment. You run over and you just grab him. Oh shit! Sorry. You grab him and with no difficulty you throw him up, and he just stops 2 feet above you and just floats in that direction that you threw him. And yep, you're floating just about 4 feet above your head. Just after you let go of him, he just floats.
That was fun, but how am I gonna fill up my cups from up here?
Laughing even louder now.
No issue.
Damn it!
Land!
So, any other actions you guys want to do before it's about noontime for the time to meet up for the cards?
You said land. I fell on top of him.
Did you really?
You said I stopped right there in front above him.
I said you were floating away that direction. So, but you could
But
stop.
if you said land right then, I would drop.
Well,
Okay, so make a dex check.
– 11.
You stop, and you kind of like float like a couple inches, and then you're like, how do I get down? Whereas you unconsciously let go of your ability. At 11, you would take like 2 temporary damage because his leg actually sticks out and hits you on his way down. But it's temporary damage, don't bother marking it off or anything. But you actually catch with your leg on your way down. So you got out of the way enough, just
Flying
not
kick.
complete. So yeah, a light flying kick for 2 temporary damage.
That was fun.
So all of you eventually, as the minutes go by and the place starts to pick up a little bit, you see 2 carts being brought with what looks to be rams as their rides. There's a goblin on the back of one cart, and on the front of the main cart is the guy you saw putting up the pamphlets, Thaddeus. He kind of pulls it into the center of the place, which you see is cleared out. A guard came out earlier and just cleared it for him. This was an established thing with the town too. But you see after a few minutes, and he calls out, you see a voice raise, and after a few seconds, Thaddeus climbs up top of the cart, which are covered carts, so they're durable. They look kind of like mining carts that have been modified for street travel. Heavy duty, thick, quality, expensive. Gets up on the top of the cart. Hey, all those people who are applying for the pamphlet, please, gather forward. This is their travel. You hear him call out, and his voice echoes. And you guys all hear the echo. You guys hear the pamphlet, and you hear him say, "This is for the Klaus family. All those who are here for Klaus family." He's nice. He's dressed in a leather outfit. This is his mini for the moment, for preference. It seems to be fine leather embroidered with looks to be silk thread. So it's actually a pretty fashionably nice outfit. And he calls forward, and do you guys all make your way over? Because honestly, there's not much else to do except party at the festival all day. So this is what you guys are here for.
Sure.
Some potions.
Hey,
Before-
come on,
yep.
big guy. Let's go check
I
it
loudly
out.
go, oh, that's me, and then I
Okay,
waddle over.
She's the apothecary is an old lady. She's dressed in like a kind of veil made of like metal pieces. It seems decorative, very nice. She asks you, dearie, what are you looking for, dearie?
Healing potions.
How much gold would you like
Oh.
for healing potions? She asks how much you have.
Uh,
Give her a price and she'll give you what you want. That's the idea for this.
173.
How about this, dearie? And she pulls out these 3 vials of red, look to be almost glowing red vials. And she says, how would this do for your dearie?
What kind of healing potions are there?
You see when she pulls over a tag, which wasn't attached to it a moment ago, but it kind of appears on it. You see that it's basically known as a Revitalization Potion. It'll give you 2d10 heal plus 4.
Okay. How much are they?
For you, dearie, the least I can do is give it to you for 5 gold apiece. It's cheap. It's a special festival price, dearie.
Okay, she'll give her 15 gold then.
She takes it and she gives you these 3 vials. She wraps it in each one of the cloth, just as a packaging thing, and hands them to you.
Okay. I'm gonna thank her and go back to the food.
Yep, at that point, that's when, sorry I didn't finish up with you first, but that's when you hear the guy calling out. You guys see that these carts, Thaddeus walks around, and anyone interested, just basically he motions to the cart. The other guy you see as the driver of the second cart, mind you, these are identical carts with identical mounts. They're all rams. There's about 4 rams on each mount. For each mount, a vehicle.
They're not deers of
Nope, they're
perhaps a
rams.
rainy variety.
Nope, they're rams. Straight up curved horn rams. And they're all about the size of a small horse. I mean, they're not super huge or anything.
Like a mini horse?
They would be bigger than a mini horse, not the size of a full horse.
They're donkey sized.
Donkey size, yes, exactly. About donkey sized rams. And they're all very disciplined. They have hoods on, you see, and you guys all can
Like
approach
dwarf
the
mounts.
vehicles.
Like dwarf mounts.
Yep. Yep.
From WoW.
Exactly. And so as you guys do go to the carts, I'll just go for that.
I'm just fluttering behind everybody else, or
Can I even
resting
fit
on
on the
her head.
carts?
What?
Can I even fit on the carts?
Probably.
Yep.
Okay.
You can take up. These are mining carts, so you can gather that these were modified. They have seats and everything, but
Just sitting in the
originally they were designed to haul like stone,
Oh, okay.
big stones. You can see that these have shocks. There are actually coils you see built into the wheels to absorb the impact of the weight. Which, mind you, you're the only one that makes them even move a little bit because you're the biggest.
Fancy.
But it's mostly for practicality.
So metagame,
Yes.
we all know each other though, right?
You guys have been driving the festival route, so you guys are familiar with you guys. You guys have seen each other. Maybe you've worked together on a mission if you want to say that. But you guys are familiar with them. You guys are all just adventurers in the area.
Okay, so we skip the meet and greet.
Unless you want, you can do that now on the carts if you want to get to know each other more. All I've said is you guys have seen each other. You guys are in the
Well-
carts right now.
I'm not seen too well, but
Well, you don't count.
I don't know. We got along for the one sentence. The one sentence.
you didn't see me.
Yeah.
You just saw the candy appear in your hand.
Yeah, and then heard a voice.
But, you can also ask Thaddeus, because this is an open car. You can actually see Thaddeus driving the front of the car.
So, Dieter, did you want to go to Claus and do this whole mine thing?
I just want to go adventuring. So I'm okay with anything.
Well, as a promise I made you, I will follow you and make sure you survive.
Thank you.
I'll
And-
leave you the rest of you.
Maybe. As you guys are traveling,
Great, we can talk later.
Oh, their spirits are back.
your character just pretends never to see Granny, so he has an excuse to talk to the spirits.
He's an ancestral spirit barbarian, so it kind of makes sense that'd be the first thing you'd think.
He thinks you're a ghost then. So, you guys are traveling up from the carts. Once you guys, it's basically the 5 of you. Oh, 4 with the 1 passenger, who are traveling up the path. It's heading up north mountain paths, and mind you, it's almost, these carts look like they've been just fit perfectly on this path. You're traveling past mountain cliffs and faces. And as you're traveling, finally you actually see what appear to be some lights on the cliff face coming up ahead.
As we're traveling, I'm going to do a minor illusion of just musical bells in a holiday type fashion going up the... That's like entertainment.
You hear Thaddeus call out from behind the first car. The other guy didn't hear it, but Thaddeus did. Thaddeus calls out, "So you're in the spirit too, I guess." As he just keeps riding these rams.
Yep. So, we have music.
Yep. As you guys are coming up, you do see what appears to be a castle built into a mountainside. Big, giant precipice of cliff behind it, going up at least 200 feet. But right up against the side of this mountain cliff is what looks like a castle keep. You see 2 towers, and basically you actually see a few different carts already waiting in front of the structure. You can tell that there's actually a cart that has what appears to be a bunch of supplies on it, and sitting up at the passenger of that, as seen here on the map, is a dwarf. This dwarf just appears to be the driver for this cart. You can see behind him there's all these tarps put over what look to be stone and metal and whatnot, and he just seems to be sitting at the car as a driver. He kind of actually waves to you guys as you approach. He hears the music and kind of gives a funny hand motion. You actually, once you guys are able to get off the carts, you pass by a sign that in very big script says Klaus Family Mine. It's in beautiful ornate writing, and it seems to have a lot of red as a color put into the sign. The keep looks well maintained, all fresh mason work. It's actually a beautiful castle. You also see around the castle are these circular lights. They seem to be glass domes with what appear to be the colored light bulbs you saw in earlier. A bunch of them, and they seem to be with greens and yellows and oranges. And it seems to be set up for decoration. As you're approaching the main gate after you guys exit the carts, Thaddeus gets off. You see that the other driver for the other cart that was just there, I guess, at this point, he goes off and goes by to a side door. Looks to be right in the mountainside. It actually looks to be a hidden door. He just runs in there. Looks like he knew where it was really easily. Thaddeus takes the other 5 of you into the castle keep. There's a ornate gate as Thaddeus leads the way. Everyone make a perception check?
While we do that, I'm not going to bother making the perception check. Homunculus Pride says, "Hi. Oh shit.
wow.
Welcome back, guys. Missed the streams. Hope everyone is well."
20?
10.
No, he rolled a 20. And
17 total.
okay.
What's your roll, John?
Perception?
Perception. No. Okay.
Not even close.
There's a lot of lights and put up and like candles on trees. It's a lot of decorations. That's all you notice.
Yeah.
I'm half asleep,
Yeah.
playing with
drunk.
my little
I gave
music.
it a disadvantage.
You see that in here there are the rest, you can kind of make out a couple. As you walk through the main entrance to the castle, there's a couple of dwarfs sitting at a table. A bunch of clear liquid bottles in front of them, and they seem to be having a good time. You can actually hear other music echoing now off of the main building of the keep. It seems to be a mix of instruments and singing. As you guys are approaching the main entrance to the keep, what appears to be regular human approaches you, and she offers you glasses of ale. It's completely free. Just walks up and doesn't seem to want any payment, just offers you glasses. You can choose to take them or not.
Okay.
Take one.
You guys?
Are we gonna be fighting?
Do you ask Thaddeus that?
What the hell's trying to hand me more alcohol?
Thaddeus calls out, "You don't gotta worry about that. You'll be ready when the time comes. Drink to your heart's content right now."
The fuck? Fill it up!
She comes over. All the mugs she hands you are very nice wood-carved mugs full of a frothy ale that has a mix of honey and butter kind of taste to it. It's actually great. You don't actually even need to make a con check after drinking the whole thing. It's more of a low-alcohol, really tasty soda than it is anything else. There is
This
a...
is chicken check.
Oh no. Around that moment, one of the dwarfs heard you, walks over. Oi, yo boy. Yo, you're talking about that ain't real drink. You want a real drink?
Well, that's why I'm here. I'm on vacation.
Oh, come over to us, man. He waves you over to the other dwarf. He's cheering you on.
All right. Let's
We'll
go.
get back to you. We'll get back to you in a minute.
All right.
You're the one who does the drinking contest. Moving on. That'll happen. So for the rest of you, it is as you guys walk in, you guys see there's also Panda Men. A couple of them outside the keep. One of them appears to be looking at the cards. As he walks up, this guy is a big Panda Man. He's at least about 5.5 feet tall. Panda Man about 5 feet average. So he's kind of broad-shouldered. He looks at you two. And you see him actually flex out his chest. He gets all kind of long-necked and looks at you. You hear a grunt left over. It's not the kind of I want to fight you grunt, but it's more of like a chat, like a gameful challenge. But he looks over at the two biggest guys in the party and does that. You wave to him. Walks over. Hey, Cabloa, why don't you check out here? If you think you're big, come here. He's challenging you to arm wrestling contest. There's a table set up and everything.
Oh, okay.
I'll get back to you.
Is this job?
No, man, this is festival fun, dude. No, man.
I like
Festival. You see, he actually puts 2 shot
Waddle
glasses on the
over.
table. Yep. He gets, and you see that this table's got an arm pad for your arm, and mind you, there's a shot glass on either side. And you see him sit at the table. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Now, for the rest of you guys, which is now the 3, Thaddeus
Just
opens.
walking around drinking the ale
Yep.
slowly.
It is
Quiet.
very tasty. You do see there's another Panda Man, and it looks like a female hobbit. Like literally a short person. Over there with a bunch of children. The children appear to be a mix of humanoid children that look like humans, and Panda Men children. They're all playing together. They seem to be playing some type of hopscotch or whatever. The Panda Man is carrying a broadsword that's bigger than most of you. I'm sorry, a battle axe. It's literally like a 3.5 foot blade on this battle axe.
Wow.
He seems to be he's in full armor. You see him just kind of eyeballing you guys, but he seems to be watching the children. The halfling female does kind of walk over and kind of take a bow to you guys and greeting as you guys arrive.
Midgets! Can we go hug them?
There's more inside, but you're not there yet. Thaddeus therefore approaches the main hall, and so now for you guys, the 2 of you that's panned off. So the dwarf puts. I'll get to him, then I'll get to you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So for the dwarf, for you see there's 2 dwarfs there. They have a bunch of shot glasses. The dwarf that invited you over to the table says, "Have a seat there. Sit right there."
All right.
All right then. Now we got this. All right. You see him line up the 3 shots. He's gonna go with a 3-person game. And he says, "This right here now. This is slippery liquor." He basically says it's gonna give you a good buzz, but it's gonna hit you hard. We take shots. I'm not gonna bother the accent because I'm gonna be mixing. I don't want to bother.
I understand.
We're gonna be making shots. It's a DC 10.
All right.
Every shot you take adds a +1 modifier to the difficulty. The game is to be the last one standing, and to make it sweet, you see them all put a gold piece. Do you add the gold piece?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so it's a gold piece by. So, for a D20, I have 2. You need to roll yours.
What kind of roll is it?
It is a contested con check, but it's a DC 10 with whatever modifier you got. What's your con check so I know? Con mod?
Only 3.
Perfect. So are theirs. So, first shot, the dwarfs call out a chant. Sha, sha, ga! And it's time to drink. Make a roll. All right.
One.
All 3 of you take the shot All checks along the way.
No. Not one. I went back with the shot and I fell over with the stool.
Oh, wow. I thought you made it. Nope. Let me rephrase that. So, they are laughing hysterically. You hear random Scottish accented words like, oh, the cheery bloke. That's a cheery bloke. They're laughing hysterically. Which is really funny because then they do it one more time and the dwarf that got you, he keels over with a 2 base. The last one standing is laughing hysterically. You'll wake up in 10 minutes. Your turn! And you'll have a nice buzz going after that, no matter how much you drink you were before or after. Your turn. Contest a strength roll. What's your strength bonus?
Roll or saving throw?
Base roll. Just your mod.
6.
6. Perfect. This Jack Bandit just about matches you at 5. So, basically, we're going to do 3 strength checks. The winner of that will be... imagine this. 2 guys doing an arm wrestling contest. It's 3 strength checks.
Okay.
First initial shove, trying to force final go.
Okay.
Alright? So I'm writing down yours and then mine. So, you have a +6. He's got a +5. Alright, first roll.
19.
Total?
Total.
Just give me totals.
Yeah,
Okay.
19 total.
Okay.
Damn.
So the first roll, he rolled a 17. So the first time when you guys lock hands, he's got a big panda hand. And you realize that this arm is probably his muscular arm because you see muscles bulge out under the fur. It's a strong connection. The first go of it, you feel muscles tense, but you get a couple inches over. Next roll.
Seeing as he is now matching my strength, I go into a rage, which gives me advantage on strength checks.
You know what? So what happens? Tell me exactly what happens to
He
him.
lets out like that kind of low growl that alligators do. He does that, and his pupils like dilate, and then his grip increases like tenfold.
Oh, so you wanna play? You see his eyes bead into these small little things, go bloodshot. He's raging.
Rad.
So you guys are literally on things. So okay, so you're both at advantage now.
Oh god.
Oh, mind you, all of you and the guys can still hear the whole grunting as these 2 guys. You watch their feet dig into the ground. Both of them are like glaring at each other from a foot across. Okay, go for the rolls.
Very bad.
How bad?
Very bad.
Give me your total. Give me the total.
12.
Shit, he rolled a 16. So, this time though, his eyes get even more beady and more bloodshot, and you see him line it up. So he pulls back that 2 inches. You guys are deadline. You hear the creaking of the table from you guys both flexing all the muscle. Mind you, all you guys are hearing are 2 guys grunting over there.
It's
And
not
they're
even
staring
grunting
at
at
each
this
other.
point. It's just like angry roaring.
Angry roar, they're growling. Okay, so you're both at advantage, both raging. If we got the same number, we'd break the table. I want to point that out.
19 again.
Total?
Yeah. I've been rolling very low for this.
He rolled a base 19.
balls.
Do you both break the table then?
Nope, unfortunately. It's a good about 10 seconds as you guys... There's no matter. You've demolecularized matter between your hands. Both of you are literally crunching so bad, you hear the cracking of your hands. And then finally, the Panda Man... It was fun. And smashes as all of your force as you hear the table break. And he won. He gets up, as the table is now on the side. But he stands up, lets go of your hand, sticks his hand out in friendship for a open arm shake it you understand as a friendship sign, saying, "You did good, man. You did very good." Do you accept it?
Sure. Beat me fair and square.
He says, "May the blessings of the bamboo gods be with you." You have a blessing you can
What?
use at one time
What's a
in the
bamboo?
future. No, he actually gave you a blessing.
Oh, okay.
So you can add a
I
decent
tell him
roll.
what's a bamboo.
He laughs. And then you see him fill a shot glass. Just to have a drink. With you, it's all in the broken unbroken half of the table.
Oh, there is an unbroken half.
Yeah, just the half
I
you
thought
won.
the table just exploded
No,
into like a
it
grenade
would
of
have been if you tied.
splinters. Okay.
He broke it, and when he smashed your hand there, the table at that end broke. But so you guys have a drink.
Man, I rolled like shit.
You start waking up. Things are fuzzy, but you don't feel sick.
Hey, where'd my shot go?
The dwarf is laughing still. Even like 15 minutes later, he hasn't stopped. So, sorry about that for the rest of you guys. So, basically, as you guys go in, Thaddeus lets you into the main hall. There are a bunch of people here. A couple panda men, a couple of bullywalks, frog people, and a couple more dwarfs. These dwarfs look to be wearing finery, like looking almost like royalty. There's also 4 goblins. One of them you actually see running in from a back room is the goblin that was the driver for the other car. And they seem, but you also smell beautiful food. You actually see a moment later as a waiter comes over and offers you plates of food to all the people that are inside. You do see that at the main table there are 4 individuals and a big dog. By big dog I mean a dog literally about 6 feet long. It looks like a German Shepherd. A very big, woolly, big German Shepherd. Next to the German Shepherd is a beautiful, looks to be elfish woman wearing a red and white dress and kind of a coat cloak. It's very fancy. She has silver jewelry on. Next to her is, as Thaddeus tells you guys who went in with him, that's Nikolai and Bernadette. They're the Klauses. Nikolai, as he described to you by Thaddeus, is a pretty big guy, about 6.5 feet tall. Very bronzed, very battle-scarred, with a long white beard. It is kind of the classical version of what you might imagine Santa Claus if he was an angry-looking, battle-scarred Russian. Just make simple for this. He seems to be in a very nice conversation with 2 dwarfs. Thaddeus comes around and goes and gets you guys, because I just want you all in here for this, so I'm making it easy. And on my life. Thaddeus helps you out.
No problem.
And guides you in, as he gets you from the guy, who the Panda Man 2 shots later is speaking in a language you don't understand, but it seems very animated, he seems very happy.
I'm nodding along like I understand, but I clearly don't.
You don't. But he doesn't care, he's drunk. As Thaddeus brings the rest of the party into the table and motions you guys to the front table, mind you, at this moment, waiters have brought you over food. You all have plates of lamb, potato, veggies, there are salads, also real ale. As you guys all approach the main table.
Actually, do not know where it went.
Why does it keep spelling me?
Well, I guess that's gone forever.
At least they'll break. They're on somewhere.
What'd you drop?
Do you want to take a break before we get to
It was a
this?
D20.
No. He,
Okay.
I'm saying he lost his dice.
Oh.
I
He said
dropped
he lost
one.
it forever. Only until we get a break.
Oh.
Underneath Fee's ass.
How
We
many
dropped-
lights do we need to find a lost dice?
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
I couldn't see it behind Fee's foot.
Anywho,
So,
yes.
Nikolai, once he finishes the conversation with the dwarf and sees Thaddeus over there kind of waving at him, Nikolai actually nods to the dwarfs and stands up. This is at his full height. He's a very imposing man, broad-shouldered, and he looks over at the group. Ah, my new comrades. Welcome, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here to assist my family and me with our little situation. He speaks with what you might consider kind of an attempt at Russian accent. And he is being very nice. He seems to be very hosting. All the people here seem very happy. There's music coming in from musicians that are playing in the back. You see plenty of ale being given out. And he then tells you, it is my greatest pleasure to welcome you to the Klaus Family Mine. It is a mine. Thank you all for answering the summons. It is no secret among those here that in my youth I was an intrepid man. he kind of like shrugs. You actually see a few people kind of like shake their head, roll their eyes. It's kind of a thing. And I was involved with some disreputable people. He seems to be kind of almost bashful about it, is the best description. But over the last 15 years, I've come to this land and made many friends. He motions over to the different people in the room. And he says, the dwarfs of the White Cliffs call me friend, the panda men of the bamboo forests, the bullywogs of the lower marshes of Griffin. He mentions the people in the area. And mind you, they all actually toasting to him. And then he says, but unfortunately, it is also part of my atonement for my previous crimes. You do actually notice that a lot of the clothing that Nikolai and Bernadette are wearing have very shiny silver threading. It's kind of like the same thing Thaddeus was wearing, but these are much more ornate. He then tells you that 15 years ago, when I was a younger man, I came to the mountain, and at the same time a meteor strike hit. And you actually notice that a lot of the shining silver they have has a bluish tinge to it. And he said that it was by the fate of the gods, as he opens up his arm in a sign of religious respect, that I can atone for my crimes. Unfortunately, my atonement means I must travel away from my home. And the last day of the festival is the last time that I can atone, bring life where I once brought death. He seems sincere. He's honest. You can insight check him. He's not lying. You guys can make a perception check because you do hear that some of the bullywogs are whispering, and you guys can overhear them if you try.
It would be perception or insight?
Either one for the bullywogs. Insight you can do onto Nikolai, but he hasn't lied. And he seems sincere.
11.
7.
9.
Hey, single digits gang.
So, aside from some whispers from the bullywogs and some cheers of endorsement from the Panda Man, you can't really make out any specifics. None of you heard it well enough. Nikolai then tells you, as my pamphlet said that Thaddeus put up for us, it looks like if you're all willing, I will also promise you an exceptional gift in sake of the winter solstice for assisting me on this time. It is, he looks over and actually looks over emotionally at his wife and says, my repentance and atonement has allowed me to protect and save my family. I now look forward to helping other families. And my atonement requires me delivering gifts of life to the people that we've mined here. He sounds sincere. Even if you insight check him, he actually does sound like a reformed criminal. And he said, since I cannot be here to protect my family and my land, I ask that you guys accept that responsibility while I'm gone. This will be my final chance of atonement, and then I'll carry my journey to other lands to help others. But then you see him actually look concerned for the first time as he says, unfortunately, my old gang, from when I used to be he thinks for a moment, youngling, have found out where I am, and they are coming to this location. That is why I require the aid of my new comrades.
So you want another meteor to come over here and hit somewhere over there?
He said that, although I appreciate the sentiment, we cannot destroy the forest or the back mountain path to the mine. Other people in need, use that forest and the path. I did think you were going to ask that. That's actually why I had that plan to go and ready. I want to point that out.
Well, I figured since you already mentioned the meteor,
I know. I was there.
figured you wanted to repeat.
If it was an option I knew you would offer, that's why you had the plan ready. What's up, man? Sorry.
But we can destroy the old gang when they show up, right?
They are not good people. It would be best if they no longer have the opportunity to be bandits. But they are not weak. They were not weak when I left the gang. They are still at least a couple dozen men and beasts maybe, and maybe even magic users. You must be on guard. But the mine can never fall into the hands of evil people. It would make everything I've done for 15 years no longer matter. He seems heartfelt. His responses appear to be honest. He doesn't want it to be a bad thing. He truly feels atones for his crimes. Hmm? You were thinking I had some type of evil underlying. No, it doesn't appear to be. It doesn't appear to be. No, he seems to be honest.
What kind of mug was it that I was given that alcohol?
Ornate wooden mug. You can add that to your inventory if you wish.
Okay.
He's not asking for it back. There's a bunch of them. It's actually a fine crafted, ornate wooden mug.
Yeah, I start collecting ones just lying around them.
Yep. Give me a D8 roll.
I just put mine in my scarf.
You can add it to your inventory. It's
Seven.
high quality.
Take a bite out of mine.
That's fine. It's actually like teak wood. It tastes good.
So 7.
7?
Yeah. But including the one I have, it's 8, right?
Yeah. So you managed to find 8 mugs. They are fine, ornate, crafted wooden mugs. They're worth like 2 gold apiece. It's a good mouthful of teak.
How do I spell ornate again?
ORNATE, I think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Is my brother watching the stream?
Homunculus Pride
Hmm.
Who's that
and
one
Joe.
again? Homunculus Pride?
I want to say that I think that that's Jake.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
He's been quiet for a few though.
Yeah. He might have given up. Or she. 'Cause it might have been Lydia. But I think it was Jake.
Well, Jake would show up. He always likes to do that.
Yeah. And I just gave like another 10k points to the people that were online.
Oh, damn.
I got it.
I just got on.
I have Twitch on my phone because it glitches out.
So,
Yeah, I'm on it.
I'm up to fucking back
Oh.
16,000 again.
I can't get
Oh,
my
I
account to
forgot
work.
Hey,
center
Sean.
on that.
Couldn't
According
get
to
that
mine,
talk.
are
I
like
could've heard
30.
you.
oh, okay, no problem. No rush.
I spent a lot.
Hey, Sean. You hear something in the back of your head. It's a sweet voice. And it only says, "It would be impolite for me not to welcome you to my home. But me no disrespect if you choose to remain unknown." It is a nice, oddly enough, rhyming poetry. If you want to make a perception check, nope.
Nope, I'm gonna completely ignore it.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure it was probably somebody talking around behind me. And I don't really am not paying attention to most of the festival type people that are here.
Oh
'Cause-
no, it was telepathic. Like, when I
Yeah.
meant it was in the back of your mind, I meant someone spoke to you.
yeah, I
Okay.
know.
I just want to make sure you knew that. I
But-
meant it wasn't just like behind you.
But I'm just gonna
Yeah,
lay it
register
up
that
like
as someone in the background.
Oh, yeah,
Like
no.
that.
Well, you're a guest in a house.
Oblivious Granny.
Nope, that's fine. But otherwise,
Don't disrupt, I'll fuck with your mind.
so Nikolai tells you that
being
the
good for
rear
now.
entrance to the mine is what he needs defended. And just because at some point I have what up, that's actually this. That's the rear entrance to the mine.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so Granny will be a heal bot when you guys get attacked at the mine.
So I don't need yet. So. You do say at this moment, FYI, it's about 3:30 in the afternoon. He says that as he describes it, you don't need to actually be. As he describes it to you, the Blood Red Bandits is the name of the band of bandits that he used to run with. As he mentions to you, they're traveling the southern forest, and they won't be able to arrive till after 6. So there's no real rush. And I do say that with everyone partying and drinking and completely, not caring about an invading army on the back of the mountain. So he asks out loud to all of you, is there anything else that I could get from you? Anything else that I can assist you with? There are some We cannot use what is made in the mine. It's part of the edicts. That we cannot use mine for violence. But there was some wooden support structure items on the back of the building you can use if you wish. As barriers, as a wall. You can actually use stuff. He's offering it to you. Nothing in the mine, because that's against their belief. But he said that anything made of wood that we've retrieved from the forest is yours, if you so choose. He said that when you get out to the Mac, you'll see the wood they left. So you guys can make a barrier, make a wall, traps, whatever you want.
Make a wall around the
He,
perimeter?
they don't have that much wood. They just gave you, it's literally like, this has an HP that you can use to build a wall, if you so choose. You don't have to, but it's wood that's available for you guys if you want to make impediments to an invading army. As he describes it, the mountain path, as described here, it's quite literally a 245-foot path that leads up to the side of the back entrance.
How wide?
It's approximately, if I had to gauge it out, I'd say around 12 feet. But he did tell you before that you can't destroy it. So no destroying the mine, no bringing down the mountain, because it's used for what they need to help people.
I was thinking about holes, but okay.
Well, I mean, if you put holes in the mountain, that would destabilize it, so the next time they brought a giant caravan of
So I'm at
rocks
the
up
valley,
it.
you know, where they're coming through.
It's
I can
the-
repair it later.
Oh yeah, no, well, true.
I am an elementalist.
No, that is true. But yeah, he just doesn't want you guys to like bring the mountain down. That would not help his cause. That's his idea. But he said that the bottom of the mountain path. He said that the path is rather large. It only really goes down to 12 feet at about 245 feet before the entrance. There's only one entrance and a little area at the top. You guys would be able to use this top area here on the map. Get you over there. Where is it? This area up here is elevated. So you guys could do ranged attacks on the people as they encroach. If you so chose. Because this is a little clearing that's elevated.
So what do you guys want to do? I'm open for suggestions.
Go kill bandits.
Just fight 'em.
As they said, what he suggests is that the whole bandit party is approaching the mountain. You wouldn't be able to get to them without them being able to attack you back before you climb down the mountain path at this point. So you basically have to wait for them to get up to the mountain.
Oh.
There's no easier way for you to ambush them. As he says, in the trees, they would have the advantage of numbers and flanking. So if you went down to meet them, honestly, it wouldn't be a good combat scenario for you guys. He can tell you that. They have enough numbers to surround you. So you don't want to be in a place where they can be surrounded. So that's why he suggests using the back rear entrance.
I like that. They surround us. Now you just kill them all at once because we know exactly what they all are.
That's true. I agree with him.
As he said, though, the other thing is, too, if you guys went down to the forest and they burned the forest, wouldn't help you either.
God damn it, people make things so difficult.
I know. I do what I do. But, as he said, you still have a few hours, so you guys will have some time if you guys want to do anything, prepare, and then he'll lead you through the mine into the area. He's leaving. Basically, he'll get you guys to the area, then he leaves to do his atonement via starlight, surprisingly enough. So he won't be able to assist, that's why he's asking you here. But he leaves at the minute the first star shows up, using magic.
Okay, you know, I know someone that could, like, reforce this whole thing in, like, I don't know, a few hours.
How do you mean reforce? Reinforce?
No, reforest.
Oh.
She's good at that stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, going down, it would take you guys a little while to get down, and it wouldn't help.
I just thought it
I
throw it
know,
out there.
no, it's a fair statement. That and I didn't build a different map, so.
No problem.
That's more what it is, honestly, laziness.
That's okay.
But, so, basically you guys have a few hours. There are different activities, if you guys want to do those. There's also knife throwing, if you guys felt like trying your knife at that throwing.
I don't have good dexterity, so I should stay away from
The
that.
drinking, they're also up and drinking again if you want to go round two. Do better than last time if you wish.
Nah, I'm gonna go sober up since I gotta do this nicely. I can't destroy just everything in front of me.
So I'm gonna say real world. Let's take a break now before we get to the next phase.
Sure. Then we can order food and all that crap.
Yep. So we shall be back and get ready for the next phases.
Alright, then I will be stopping the stream for a little while because who knows how long it's going to be. And then I'll restart the stream when we come back and send out a new notification.
Yay!
Alright, thanks for joining us, Homunculi. And I see Greg's on. And you know what? We'll do an add point to all viewers and I'll just do 1500. How's that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just missed out.
There you go.
Can't get my account to work.
Alright.
New ones, what I have to do.
Well, then we shall see you later. Have fun.